Then it was the Grayson Waller effect that starts with Austin Theory in the ring, who insults Australia. He hates Vegemite and insults Outback Steakhouse. And I don't know, this just kind of fell flat because he just immediately moves on to introducing Grayson Waller.
Do Australians hate Outback Steakhouse?
It did not. The Vegemite they reacted to, the Outback Steakhouse, it was like, okay, whatever. And he just introduces Grayson Waller, and Waller comes out total like babyface reaction here. They note he was a high school history teacher prior, which I was not aware of. And there on the front row is Tai Tuivasa, who he does a shoey with, and says this might be the best day of my life. Doing a shoey with Tai Tuivasa. I mean, that is quite the life recap of Grayson Waller.
I guess so. Yeah.
The crowd is just in love with him. Seth Rollins is introduced first, and Seth Rollins comes out wearing pants that I'm pretty sure Michael Hayes wore when he was paired with the Hardys in 1999, and is followed by Cody Rhodes with tons of fireworks. This was maybe the greatest introduction for someone coming out for an interview segment. And Waller then turns by backing up Roman Reigns and acknowledging the tribal chief. And he kind of plays like heel here, but not overt to the crowd, but it was his role here. He asks Rollins, who do you want to face at WrestleMania? Who do you want to win the chamber match? And Rollins reveals he's days away from being medically cleared, and the winner won't stand a chance at WrestleMania. Waller then says, well, Cody, Rock versus Roman Reigns would have been the biggest main event ever. Do you feel selfish taking it away from all of us? Cody explains he's a fan of The Rock, but then goes on to mock all of his catchphrases and asks if there's any Cody crybabies out there. So everyone cheers. Yeah, we're crybabies. And he says, I want to address the question that has been out there. Why I stepped out of the main event and then stepped back in. It's like, okay, finally, they're going to tie this up. Never explained this. He just moved on. It was like... Maybe that was the explanation, is like, hey, I referenced it in my promo. If you didn't understand what I meant, then that's on you.
I mean, the fact that he brought it, I'm sensing it's more of a sort of a teaser, to tell us, hey, you're going to eventually get that explanation when we really ramp up this build for Rock versus Cody. Otherwise, I don't think he would have brought it up at all.
The one thing they have going for them, that is the ultimate like pro wrestling, we can redo anything, is the moment in the ring where Rock talks into his ear and you can explain anything.
Yeah.
We're just going to fuck him. Okay. So this is the whole 2-month plan here. I'm going to just whisper into your ear and we're just going to go with it. And whatever Cody says at the end, that can be attributed to it. But Rhodes says that you call yourself the people's champion, but to be the people's champion, you actually have to be around the people. And I'm facing Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, but before then, my schedule's free. I want a one-on-one match with The Rock anytime, any place. So maybe a house show near you. And Rollins says he admires the challenge by Rhodes, but says there is no such thing as a one-on-one match when the bloodline is involved, and you won't be fighting this battle alone. And it's interjected by Austin Theory, who does a bunch of Rock shtick, mocks Cody, and it ends with him being laid out with the Cody cutter and a stomp by Seth Rollins. So obviously getting a workout here on that knee. And that's how the segment ended. And we're no further closer to the match being announced of this involvement for night one.
Well, this seemed to me like a change of direction, don't you think, John? This was not them announcing or hinting even at a tag team match. This was Cody directly challenging The Rock in a singles capacity.
But you also have Seth Rollins interjecting here that you won't be fighting them alone. So, I mean, I think like you're no further ahead of, I think you're getting a Cody. They have clearly planted the seeds now for a Rock Reigns match, for a Rock Cody match. Like they are throwing all these options out there. And what you actually see WrestleMania weekend, I mean, you could certainly just believe you're still getting this tag match.
I could also believe that we're getting Cody versus The Rock. Judging by this promo alone, and really not any sort of like outside news. I mean, I feel like if you were going to get the tag match announcement, you wouldn't have thrown out Cody versus The Rock in a singles match out there, because in comparison, a tag team match feels lesser. So it kind of made me at least, wonder if we would even get the tag team match, or if we'd be getting a singles Cody versus Rock match on night one.
Well, Rock is on SmackDown on Friday. And we'll see if this moves any forward. But I mean, all these characters, it's a really red hot streak that they are on with this whole main event scene that they have, and now you'll attach Drew to it as well with what we won't get too soon. But
if it
anyway,
is a singles match with Cody and The Rock, what would that tell you about like where Dwayne Johnson's at? You know, like obviously everything would be his call, whether or not, you know, he would want to do a tag team match or a singles match.
Well, you would think you would have to, if you go that direction, it would have to be with the caveat like your winner gets Roman the next night. Like that would be the reason for the match.
Man, I don't think they do. I don't think that's changing anymore. I don't think they would dangle that like they would dare even take away Cody versus Roman at this point.
Well, there's also, and like I threw this idea out before, again, if you go the singles route, there's the argument of Rock beating Cody and Cody still winning the next night, and then your big match for later is Cody now has matches set up with Drew, and he's got the bigger match with The Rock if you have losses to these guys as well. There's that idea as well, that, you know, he can come out of it, he's like, I finished my story, but now I have a new one because I was only 1-1 this past weekend, and that could be SummerSlam, that could be whenever, that could be Saudi Arabia, it could be whenever. So, I mean, again, I think you have a lot of options at your disposal, and I think things are more fluid, at least as you are watching all of these different entanglements.